I'm excited to get home. I can't wait to get home to my wife, kids, and my family.
I just became a father myself, and I'll be going home, and my son's going to be 7 months.
I feel great. I'm glad we're going home. It's been long enough for me.
We spent basically 6 months before we started thinking about going home. And then once the war started, it was one day at a time.
Oh, geez, there's no words to describe it. I've waited since the day we left.
In the morning darkness of March 12th, the Kennedy Battle Group begins the Suez Canal transit for a 4th time. This time, though, it's different. They're going home.
Hi, Mom! Hi, Mom! I'll be home!
The war behind them, this trip is a chance to unwind.
Should be all set. You got to press a little harder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Sweet.
Four. Yeah, hi. If you haven't signed up, please sign up. If you already signed up, don't worry about it.
It's beats staying down there underneath the deck, not knowing what's going on, not catching any sun. It's a break for us.
It's a fun event for a lot of the crew, and of course we had a beautiful day. So it was like a big party out there on the flight deck. Everybody gets to watch. It's not a party for the bridge team, however. You see how small it is. I mean, this ship won't fit in there sideways, obviously.
You hear me, Bridge? This ship is inside the buoy pattern. If it's not anchored, it's moving, I think.
About 12 hours after it began, the transit of the Suez Canal is over. Out there is the Mediterranean, one step closer to home.
Different colored water.
Yeah.
That's the man. We are in the man.
now.
Flight 1 at RPMs for 25 knots. What's our next course?
So rotors right, coming right to new course 265.
It's been 7.5 exhausting months for the Kennedy and her 3 powerful cruisers from Norfolk. They did a lot more than just escort the carrier.
This is the business end of the USS San Jacinto. I am actually inside the vertical launch system complex. There are 61 missile tubes here. The San Jacinto's first shot of the war came out of one of these tubes.
The significance of the hatch cover that we're next to right now, Module 1, Cell 3, is that this one here was the very first missile that San Jacinto fired.
Did you catch that test report? No. What track were they talking about?
It was a real release to actually push that button and the missile actually go out. Just everything happened the way it was supposed to happen.
When I finally pushed the button, it was a great relief to finally get it off. We've been sitting there for 2 or 3 hours preparing.
You see they're on this connecting route and they just fly down.
I feel sorry for the Iraqi people that one man caused all this, all their suffering for this.
The cruiser Mississippi was shooting Tomahawks as well. In the Red Sea, its boarding teams enforced the economic blockade of Iraq.
Mississippi completed 75 boardings. Of those 75, we had 8 diversions. Different merchant ships of different backgrounds carrying suspicious cargo.
Yes, it was tense. It was pretty scary sometimes, and then boarding in seas like this made it doubly so.
From a boat, they look like mountains. Sometimes you couldn't even see the ship coming in up and down between waves.
The Commodore who ran the show was embarked on Mississippi.
One time we went aboard the Iraqi ship and they all held up 3 by 5 foot posters with hooray for Saddam Hussein kind of a thing, and why are you stopping the food for our babies?
For the Thomas S. Gates, the mission was keeping track of the enormous Allied airstrikes, using its sophisticated Aegis radars to look far into the sky.
On an average day, 75, 80 aircraft take off, come back.
Dressed in combat gear for general quarters, Joe Bermo was one of the controllers who talked to the pilots.
I guess the most exciting part was when they all come back, hearing the different tones in their voices, trying to give them a little encouragement when they're coming back, you know, let them know that they're pretty close to mom, everything's okay, you know.
Things were okay for those Kennedy flyers. They all made it back without a scratch. But from the top man down, no one will forget that January day the war began.
It's just almost indescribable when you get that execute order, even though you've trained for it, the various feelings that you have.
But there was no celebration, and there was certainly none in my heart. I mean, I felt I approached that with a heavy heart.
I was scared. I didn't know what to expect and what I would see out there.
Every mission, whether it was going over the border 50 miles or going over the border 300 miles, I was always scared.
I had butterflies in my stomach from the start, and coming out, I was pretty much sick.
You're scared till you go there, and you're scared on the way back. But when you're up there, you're just busy doing your jobs.
We kind of looked at each other saying, you know, which one of us isn't going to be here when this is all over.
I remember seeing the AAA the first time and Sam's. He just kind of mesmerized you at first.
It was intense. It looked like probably every 4th of July fireworks show you've ever seen going on at one time.
You had to force yourself not to look at it just because it was so attractive. Real bright reds and yellow colors out there. All the smart bombs, the high-tech stuff, the guided weapons, everything went right in there.
I think everybody went into it wondering if they were going to work as advertised. Yeah. And after the first 2 or 3 days, when we saw the results we were getting, everybody was pleasantly surprised.
My roommate came back after the first night, and he opened my rack curtain, and it was this feeling of excitement because I said, "Hey, man, you made it. You know, you're back." It was a good feeling. All my buds had made it back.
After every strike, as soon as the planes checked in, the captain made an announcement throughout the ship.
As soon as you'd hear the captain come up, the first thing you wanted to know was that everybody was coming back safe and sound, and thank God that's what we heard every time.
They did an absolutely superb job. They are, without a doubt, the finest trained aviators in the world.
The camaraderie that we shared during the war, and particularly when you would come back from a mission, was incredible. I mean, I feel like everybody in this room is my brother.
Knots of wind and seas are about 10 foot.
When they write the story of the Mideast War, they'll write about the Tomahawk missiles, smart bombs, and satellites, but they'll also write about the people who served and their sacrifices, the people on the Mississippi who never seem to be home.
Let's see, out of the last 438 days, we've been underway 348 days away from home port.
At times, Mississippi spent as much as 77 days straight at sea. After only 45, the Navy allows a beer day, 2 cans for each crew member. The Mississippi had 2 beer days. But on this closely knit ship, the captain has found other ways to keep the crew's spirits up.
There you go. That's good.
This is pizza night. They call it pizza night? Is that right? Pizza night. And there's even a substitute for beer. It's non-alcoholic. But it's not really the pizza that makes this night so unusual. It's who's serving it.
Pepperoni mushrooms right here.
That's some cat.
Cap's trying to get on TV, so he's serving pizza. Once to twice a month, we have some sort of special event. Tonight, chiefs and officers are cooking the pizza and serving it.
You guys pretty good pizza cooks?
Outstanding pizza cooks. I already noticed you already had a piece and you probably ate it and you're back for more.
On the Mississippi's mess decks and all the ships, the signs of your support are everywhere.
support from the kids back home, from everywhere. It was great.
All the kids that wrote these Valentine's cards and Easter cards, Christmas cards for us, they really helped us stay alive.
My pen pal roster grew from 5 people when we left to set 53 pen pals right now, all total strangers that I've never met.
San Jacinto needed a ship's library when it sailed. Somehow word got out. The public responded, and now San Jacinto has 4,000 volumes.
Oh, the mail was tremendous. A large amount of mail came, more this time than any other cruise that we've ever been on. Support was outstanding, really outstanding.
It really kept us pumped up to know that everybody back home, was behind us and was pulling for us.
But if mail from the public was nice, still nothing can top a letter from home.
Daddy and I had some fun picking out your Easter candy together. Hope the packages are getting through.
Individually wrapped cookies. That's my wife.
To my daddy. To my daddy.
To my daddy.
When mail comes, everything on board stops, and it is the most wonderful thing.
Kevin Hill. John Keys.
Does the Trimster have a pie yet?
Negative.
Humphrey's
right there. Hearing from home, hearing from the people we miss is what we live for out here.
Want some candy?
It's actually from an old girlfriend that says, "Married life is wonderful." Oh, well. There's another one down the drain.
But sometimes the news from home isn't so good. It can be devastating.
We've had more than our share of wives who would say in so many words, "I hope you're having a good time. I'm not." Talk to my lawyer. And that's very tough for a guy because he feels helpless. There's nothing he can do about it. In the month of January, I ended up doing more than 100 different pastoral counseling sessions. God has blessed me by sending me here where I can do some good.
The cruise has been tough on everyone. There are new fathers, new husbands. Everywhere you look, someone has a story.
Well, my wife had a little baby boy, and I just can't wait to come home to see her. It is. It's very, very, very tough. It's hard on both people, her and I.
Never seen her, didn't even know what we were going to name her until I got the message after she was born, as a matter of fact.
In fact, we said our goodbyes in the hospital room there in Norfolk. And I tell you, it's something I'll never forget. I mean, having to close that door in the hospital room and walking off from that point is it's real difficult.
I got married on a Saturday. Monday I had duty, and Tuesday and Wednesday I got prepared to get underway, and Thursday I left. She wasn't too pleased. She wanted me to talk to the captain and try and tell him that I simply couldn't go.
I ended up getting married Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, drove back to Norfolk that day, Virginia Beach, spent my honeymoon at the apartment Saturday night and took off Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, flew out to the carrier.
My wife was in Weatherford, Texas, and I was out in the Red Sea. We had a proxy marriage. I sent the paperwork home, and she took it to the Justice Peace.
My son Maddie's 14 months old in 2 days. I haven't seen him in 7 months, so missed half his life, and can't wait to go home and see him.
The ships have now traveled all the way across the Med. Time for one last replenishment, supplies for the last leg of the voyage home. A cause for celebration. Kennedy, too, takes on fuel and stores. Ahead are the Straits of Gibraltar and the Atlantic. One last ocean to cross.
To make it back safe with everybody on board, we didn't lose any planes, nobody at all. We're coming back with the same amount of people that we left.
Good afternoon to the Kennedy and Air Wing team.
Well done on an outstanding accomplishment.
It's a great privilege for me to be able to come out as you head west and get ready to chop back into the Atlantic Command to congratulate each and every one of you on the superb job you have just completed. The nation has been uplifted by your performance. In fact, the entire world has. Well done, and God bless each and every one of you.
I was afraid he was going to get shot down, especially when my mom mentioned he went over Baghdad.
I'm very proud of them, all of them. I think it's wonderful what they've done, and we're so glad to have them all home and have them home safely. And it's a beautiful day for all of us, inside and out.
Can't wait for him to get home. I mean, he should be here any time now, so I just look forward to it.
They've done an excellent job. They risked their lives, and they did it for all of us.
Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight.
Somewhere out there, someone saying a prayer that we'll find one another in that big somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night wind starts to sing along,
He's standing right there, and I can't go to him. I have to wait for him to come here.
I think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky.
Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together.
Somewhere out there, out where dreams come true.
And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star.
And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky.
Somewhere.
Nothing worries me much. If love can see us through, then we'll be together somewhere out there, out where dreams come
You know, we're going through this Suez Canal and we're almost there.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
15 to wake up.
What is it, 13?
13 to wake up.
We're going home. 10 and a wake up.